So what I ended up doing uh, the night I went over there. We got a start. I made, I don't know, maybe I got some of it done. We'll just say that. I don't remember. And I ended up kind of teaching Dad how to run the baler, how to run it, and how to fix it. Because mainly what you have with corn stalks is misties, and you got to know how to reset the string and do that stuff. So I kind of taught Dad how to do that, and I went to school the next morning till I believe about noon again, and then I was like, all right, I gotta go. We got work to do. Um, and and when I say I leave school, I always kind of plan it. Um, like if I had a core class, I didn't leave until after that. You know, mainly the only classes I missed were shop classes or classes that I was going to be in the shop working on stuff. So, I mean, really, it was whatever. Uh, so I ended up getting out there, and after a lot of fighting, and we plugged the baler once and all that, we got that job done. I believe we were at like 500 some bales at I believe it was about 11 o'clock. We were pulling into the guy's dooryard to fill up with fuel. And I ended up driving home that night with a $5,000 check. Boy, did that make me feel good. Now, I mean, this was about 2.5 days of hell and lots of missed ties and plugging up. We only plugged up once, I think. Um, I had to clean out the chamber once because the dirt built up and the bales weren't coming out uniform. Uh, I had some issues with the knotter. I'm pretty sure I know what the problem was at this point. I made a couple. I made probably about a dozen bales that were I think about 12 foot long. Um, I think my thing kind of got caught up on a hose, and when it went time to actually knot, it wouldn't let it knot. But so yeah, about 11 o'clock, probably 11:30, I ended up we got completely done. We actually ran into the guy when we were filling up, and he wrote a check out right away. And that it was like, hey, this is gonna be, you know, here I am, 18 years old, and I got a business, and yeah, it was it was cool, I guess. Um, I ended up, let's see here. So graduation was coming around, and I believe it was the last day of school, and what we needed to do, they 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 fed us breakfast at school, and then what we'd do is we'd walk through graduation. So when the actual graduation came around, we were ready to go. We're sitting around eating breakfast, and I'm getting a phone call. And like the last time, I knew exactly who it was. So I stepped out a door and answered the phone. And that's when baling hay started. Um, there was They were horse farmers, which they never did call me this year, so they must have found somebody else. It's okay. It was at least an hour drive to get there for me with the baler, so it's whatever. But they called and they were looking to set up getting their hay made, and that would involve cutting, tedding, raking, and baling as well. And so we ended up. I think me and Dad drove out there Friday just to talk to him, see where the fields were and whatnot. And my graduation was on Sunday, and I said, "Yeah, we can come in Monday morning early and get it cut." And the one lady said, "Well, could you possibly do it on like Sunday afternoon?" And Dad looked at me and he said, "Yeah, we could probably do that." And I said, "Well, no, we got that graduation we need to go to." "Oh, yeah, okay." Well, I was 18 years old running this business. My number one thing is I did not want anybody to know that I was 18. I obviously, I basically looked, I can't say I looked the same, but everybody always thought I was older. When I was a freshman, they thought I was a senior. That's kind of, my life for you. I did not want anybody to know that I was 18 years old and graduating high school until I did a job for them, because I didn't want them to think, oh, it's just a stupid high schooler, or he's gonna mess something up. And so I didn't want anybody to know that. Only the people that actually directly knew me, that knew how old I was and knew me personally. Um, and So yeah, I just said, hey, we got that graduation we got to go to, for so and so, meaning that it was my graduation, and I needed to go to graduation. And yeah, so that was the first hay job. Somewhere in there, I ended up doing some custom disking. Um, I picked him up as a customer. He wasn't on the customer list, but he did do some work with the boys, and I actually do quite a bit with him, and he's a great guy, great customer. Um, so yeah, and that was the start of the hay, and we ended up we did actually do some DNR ground. We did a little bit, not a lot, and what did we do? I think one property, two. No, we did about two properties is what we did, and that was another realization is, whoa, we can make some money doing this. You just got to put the work in, and sometimes it's more work than others, and stuff's breaking and not working right, and then you get into a really bumpy patch, and so that's when we started that. So we started that DNR hay. We did a lot more this year, but it was a long summer. Um, so yeah, I baled at least half the summer, no problems. The baler ran perfectly. They had gone through it, and they actually sent it up to their dealer, and they went through it, and then it ended up coming to me pretty well, refreshed and redone. Um, yeah, the first half summer went good. We started coming into a little bit of issues towards the end of summer, into fall, which then in the fall, after the spring doing corn stalks, we lined up a whole bunch of bean straw, which I've been trying to do this fall, and it's not working. But that last year, which would have been the first year doing that, we baled I think 12 to 1500 bales total. Um, we just kind of kept going. I did do some corn stalks, which got a little nasty, but it is what it is. It's corn stalks in the fall for you. Um, we did that, and this spring I think we did about 2,000 bales of corn stalks, which was hell for lack of better words, I guess. Um, and yeah, so I guess I kind of made this video. I hopefully, if you're a high schooler, college student, teenager, and you have an idea for what you want to do, it's doable as long as there's a need for what you're wanting to do. Um, it the main thing is you got to know what you want to do. You got to have a plan. You need someone behind you, and I had my parents. I mean, we did a lot of talking about this, a lot of, what do you want to do? What should we do? Um, and yeah, so it was. They were always there. They were there to help me. Um, help me not only to push me forward, but also hold me back. Because when I wanted to start, I wanted to buy this and this and this and this, and we should buy this, and they were like, "Oh, hold on a minute. Let's let's buy a used hay mower. Let's buy, you know, we have a rake. We'll just use it." And I'm so thankful for that because it was a tough year financially. I mean, we got it done. As for money being made, I mean, the number looked good, but the bank account wasn't there, I guess. um, Once you get everything all paid for, it was tough. This year, we are definitely doing better. We know exactly what we're doing. Um, but once again, I mean, we are putting in hours and hours and hours and hours of work, and we're making money. But in the end, it's like, you know, not getting rich, I guess, guys. Um, the money's there, but there's also expenses. There's things that need to be replaced. So I just sent my 2017 baler to the dealer, and they're telling me it's going to cost about 10 grand to get it fixed up, ready to work again. 10 grand, I mean, that's tough. And now I got to make sure we got money that can pay for that, which will be all right. We got hay and straw, and well, I don't have any bedding to sell, but well, might possibly have some bedding to sell. We'll see, I guess. But it's tough, and you gotta know where your bank account is. You gotta know what you absolutely need to buy, what can wait. You know how to price stuff out. You gotta, look for deals, I guess. Um, Figure out what your absolute needs are. You got to separate your needs from your wants. Um, your needs need to come before your wants do. And yeah, so it's been 2 years of learning, busted fingers, busted knuckles. I mean, we put in some long days, some short days, some obviously these last 2 years have just been crazy with the weather, and that doesn't help, especially when you're trying to make stuff dry. Uh, yeah, I guess that's kind of my story for that. Uh, so yeah, I guess that's how we got started. That's how everything went about. Uh, this is probably going to be two videos because I just talked for like 40 minutes, but I'm full of hot air some days. Uh, so yeah, if you got any questions about it, throw them in the comments. Please like the video and subscribe. The button's down, I believe, here. Uh, and yeah, thanks for watching. I appreciate you sticking with me, and I hope to see you next time.